New conversation. Most common English phrases and questions. 1. Agreeing and disagreeing.
It's okay. It's okay. Exactly. Exactly. Certainly. Certainly. Perfect. Perfect. Sure. Sure. That's right. That's right. That's great. That's great. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. That makes sense. That makes sense. That's so true. That's so true. I agree with you. I agree with you. They have a point. They have a point. All right. All right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Great choice. Great choice. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm afraid I don't agree. I'm afraid I don't agree. I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about that. That's not how I see it. That's not how I see it. You could be right, but... You could be right, but... That's an interesting idea, but... That's an interesting idea, but... Do you really think? Do you really think? I beg to differ. I beg to differ. I totally disagree. I totally disagree. On the contrary. On the contrary. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Not really. Not really. No way. No way. Nonsense. Nonsense.
2. Keep a conversation going.
You know. You know. Anyway. Anyway. How about? How about? Well, actually. Well, actually. We can. We can. Now, shall we talk about the? Now, shall we talk about the? So if we move on. So if we move on. So yeah, guy. So yeah, guy. So what? So what? And yeah. And yeah. And if. And if. Another thing is. Another thing is. Especially if. Especially if. For this reason. For this reason. It's our pleasure to. It's our pleasure to. It's look like. It's look like. Like when I. Like when I. Please pay attention to. Please pay attention to. That will you know. That will you know. I think we should. I think we should. I think it's a great idea to. I think it's a great idea to. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That's what I noticed when. That's what I noticed when. And I'm going to try to think of anything else related to. And I'm going to try to think of anything else related to. Tell me more about. Tell me more about. Why do you feel this way? Why do you feel this way? How did you come to this conclusion? How did you come to this conclusion? How can I support you? How can I support you? What's something you've always wanted to try but haven't had the chance yet? What's something you've always wanted to try but haven't had the chance yet?
3. Giving opinion.
It looks like, seems to be. I feel that. I feel that. It seems to me that. It seems to me that. I am under the impression that. I am under the impression that. I presume, guess that. I presume, guess that. I conjecture that. I conjecture that. Some people contend that. Some people contend that. It is generally accepted that. It is generally accepted that. The research seems to suggest. The research seems to suggest. Personal viewpoint. As far as I know. As far as I know. As I see it. As I see it. As far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned. It seems to me that. It seems to me that. It looks like. It looks like. The way I see it. The way I see it. In my opinion. In my opinion. In my view. In my view. I think that. I think that. I believe that. I believe that. Opposing viewpoint, critical thinking. Why don't we? Why don't we? I see your point, but. I see your point, but. It goes without saying that. It goes without saying that. It doesn't look like. It doesn't look like. Are you sure we got? Are you sure we got? But that's one thing. But that's one thing. Personally, I am strongly opposed to. Personally, I am strongly opposed to. I have never come across the idea that. I have never come across the idea that.
Affirmation of opinion. I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. I'm sure that. I'm sure that. I suppose. Assume that. I suppose. Assume that. I assert that. I assert that. I am a firm believer in. I am a firm believer in. I am firmly of the opinion, belief, notion that. I am firmly of the opinion, belief, notion that. I am favor of the opinion that. I am favor of the opinion that. I am strongly in support that. I am strongly in support that. I strongly believe that. I strongly believe that. Personally, I am strongly convinced of. Personally, I am strongly convinced of. I'm absolutely convinced that. I'm absolutely convinced that. I have no doubt that. I have no doubt that. There is no doubt, denying in my mind that. There is no doubt, denying in my mind that. Undeniably. Undeniably. Reaffirming. Could you please confirm? Could you please confirm? All considered, it is my strong belief that. All considered, it is my strong belief that. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. In summary, it is my strong conviction that. In summary, it is my strong conviction that. To summarize, I strongly believe that. To summarize, I strongly believe that. To conclude, I am firmly of the opinion that. To conclude, I am firmly of the opinion that. And that is unfortunate. And that is unfortunate.
4. Asking for help and advice.
Which ones do I need to take? Which ones do I need to take? What do you look forward to? What do you look forward to? What model, color, do you need? What model, color, do you need? How many, much, do you need? How many, much, do you need? How can I help you? How can I help you? Could you help me? Could you help me? Could you recommend any? Could you recommend any? Could you tell me more about? Could you tell me more about? Could you please direct? Help me to find. Could you please direct? Help me to find. Could you show me? Could you show me? Can you make? Can you make? Can you assist us? Can you assist us? Can you accommodate a? Can you accommodate a? Would you like? Or? Would you like? Or? Do you have any? Do you have any? Do you accept? Do you accept? So what's your offer? So what's your offer?
5. Choose desire something. What is your favorite about? What is your favorite about? Are there any? Are there any? Is there any option to? Is there any option to? Do you have any? Or, do you have any? Or, do you prefer any? Do you prefer any? Would you like any? Or, would you like any? Or, would it be possible to? Would it be possible to? Is it possible to get? Is it possible to get? I would like to get a. I would like to get a. I'd like to have. I'd like to have. I prefer a. I prefer a. Can we order get? Can we order get? Can I choose? Can I choose? Can I take your? Now? Can I take your? Now? Could I see? Could I see? Could we also get a? Could we also get a? Could you please give me? Could you please give me? May I have a? May I have a? May we see? May we see? 6. Asking for information.
What is the reason for? What is the reason for? Could you tell me the purpose of? Could you tell me the purpose of? Could you tell me more about the problem? Could you tell me more about the problem? I think we need to talk more about that idea. I think we need to talk more about that idea. I'm looking forward to learning more about, and how we can, too. I'm looking forward to learning more about, and how we can, too. I'm excited to hear more about, and how we can, too. I'm excited to hear more about, and how we can, too. What do you think about this? What do you think about this? I'd love to hear your opinion on this matter. I'd love to hear your opinion on this matter. Can you tell me more about how it works? Can you tell me more about how it works? Could you tell me what happened? Could you tell me what happened? Could you tell me why? How? Could you tell me why? How? Could you explain it to me? Could you explain it to me? What model is it? What model is it? What type, kind of, are you looking for? What type, kind of, are you looking for? Where do we go next? Where do we go next? What do I do next? What do I do next? Where can I get, I find the? Where can I get, I find the? How long does it take for? How long does it take for? How long have you been on? How long have you been on? How often do you? How often do you? How can I get to? How can I get to? How can I make the payment for? How can I make the payment for? What else would be helpful to know about me? What else would be helpful to know about me? Is there anything else? Is there anything else? You would like to know more about? You would like to know more about?
7. Tale of questions.
As well? As well? Right over? Right over? Anything else? Anything else? Is everything okay? Is everything okay? If possible. If possible. So far? So far? In a moment. In a moment. For now. For now. Right away. Right away.